things with everybody. First of all, product concept. I'm going to go through what we call the questionnaire. What the questionnaire is, obviously, the thing that we ask our clients before they start the Dr. Secret regimes. A little bit about the product, the formulas, and of course, as Shamin mentioned earlier, I will be presenting a few case studies with everyone so that there is any regime progressions that everyone can learn together. Okay. So the first thing that I'd like to share with everybody, and this is a very vital information that we often start before we start using the product, whether it's ourselves or that when we share to our clients or friends and family, the first thing we want to know is what type of skin conditions that they're in, right? So I'm going straight into it. To let you guys understand why we ask these questions. Can I have a show of hand, or if you can tell me in the chat room that you use this questionnaire when you first approach your clients or wanting to find out what best regime besides the photos? You do, Nicole? Amazing. Yes, Tracy, yes. One of the main reasons why we use these questionnaire and the questions that you see on it, like your skin concerns, whether they take medication, whether they've done cosmetic treatments, or whether they're allergic to, and we even ask about their bowel movements and sleep quality. One of the reasons for that is because, number one, we want to know what type of skincare regimes they use. Do they understand their skin conditions? And obviously, have they done anything in the past to help with that condition? So that's one part where it's all about skin. Then the second part of the questions would come in and we ask about, if your allergies, if you have any regular bowel movements, your gastro information, your sleep quality, whether your menstrual cycles are very regular. One of the reasons we ask about these more private questions or more inner health questions is because we know that whatever happens on our skin or wherever conditions that we have, really a lot of the times comes from our body. Do you guys agree? So however our body is being fitted or how we feel really reflects on our skin. Do you guys agree? So this is one of the main reasons why we ask this questionnaire. I'm going to show you a different example also and a different questionnaire that you'll be able to use. And this is a newly updated version of what I had previously. Much shorter, much easier, and much based on the skin itself. So if you felt that the previous questionnaire was a bit too much and your clients doesn't really feel comfortable with that, you can then go into just skin focus, which you can see on the PPT with the current state questions is mainly about asking how their skin condition is and what kind of regimes that they go through. Then on the right-hand side, you could see the skin concerns, which that the client's able to tick through and let you know exactly what concerns them. So it's nice and easy. If you felt that the previous questionnaire was a bit complicated, this one, and we can share this one with everyone as well. Later, I put it in the chat room. I can put the file in the chat room and you guys can utilize this particular easier one for you as well. Now, do you guys know that this is important? You guys got it? That the questionnaire is important when we go into our regimes? Yes? Amazing. Okay. Now, obviously, when we encounter clients, besides the questionnaire, the second thing that we must remember to do before we really get into what formula fits them best is, of course, take their photo, take their before photo. It is very important. I understand some clients are very, very shy, but you must ensure them that these photos obviously is kept private unless with their approval, but this also give them a clear image of what their skin looks like before they go into Dr. Secret skincare regimes. And that way, when they've gone through the regimes and the care for about a month or 2 months, there is a comparison and then they could actually see improvements. So it's very important and very vital that we take these pictures. So 3 photos, 1 on each side, the front, the side. Make sure when you take the photos, it's in natural light. And when you take the side photos, make sure that you can see their profile on the other eye as well. So that's probably the best photo. And if they have any particular conditions, like if they have a lot of wrinkle lines around here or any acne or pigmentation, definitely take a focused photo for them as well. That's great for comparison later when they see the particular condition that they're most concerned about has been solved pretty much, as kind of getting better. Okay? Right. Now, today I'm not going to go into the products itself because I think we had a lesson earlier where we talked about, what each product functionalities are. So I'm just going to do a quick recap for everybody. And one of the quick recap for everybody, that we have 10 products in our Dr. Secret range. We have 11 now because the new A6 is now in the Dr. Secret range. So we have 11 products in the Dr. Secret range. And we know that each product has its own functionality, from the cleanser to the toner, which is cleaning, toning, and then we have the skin light, skin recon for the treatment. We have the sunscreen. So that's our basic products. Then from 6 to 10, we have our enhancements, which is particularly focused and based on the particular conditions that you have, and we'll be able to boost that effect when we apply our skincare. Okay, so you can take a screenshot of this. So this is just a quick overview of our Dr. Secret range products. Next thing, this you can also take screenshot as well. So a quick, I guess, magic code for every particular conditions that we may encounter. For example, your pigmentations. What is best for pigmentations? Our number 3, number 7, our C15, our toner, our hydration, 6 and AR. What's on our pimple? What's best for pimples, everybody? What's the best product for pimples? In the chat room. 8. Yes. I can't see you, but I heard you. That's right. So number 8, our cleanser, our Miraglo. Okay. So you can take a screenshot of this, and this will come in handy when you need to.
The previous one. Can I screenshot the previous one as well?
Sure.
Sorry.
That's okay. Okay. Right. So this is another screenshot that you can take. So this is what we call a normal. If you have normal skin or a slight combination skin, you'll be able to use this regime as a startup. I say a startup because everyone's condition is different, but we all know that we need to condition it first. Make sure our skin is comfortable at the beginning so that it allows other treatment products to penetrate and to do its job. So you can see that, from the beginning, and you're probably very familiar with it because you've probably gone through this regime at the very, very beginning of your journey with Dr. Secret. Your 19695s, your 19. So you start adding things in by the weeks so that not only the customer felt that they are improving, but also your skin are slowly getting ready for what we call the treatment stage. Does that make sense? Everyone got that screenshot? Amazing. So this is just the base, all right, the foundation formula. Okay? Right. So a little bit of information and just to understand how our skin work and the reasons why Dr. Secret's so effective when it comes to helping us resolve these skin conditions. So first we need to know what is healthy skin barrier and what is a damaged skin. So healthy skin means obviously we're healthy. We have smooth and soft skin is very hydrated. It's very radiant. It's very glowing. For everyone that's using Dr. Secret for like 3 months and more or 6 months and more, you can see, like you walk down the street, right? You can see some glowing and radiant face and you're thinking, oh, that's a Dr. Secret face. Have you guys ever had that experience? Like when you walk down the street and you probably see somebody and then they have this really shiny glow. So gradually that is what we're wanting to do. You see the babies, our newborn babies, they have really smooth skin. That's because they have really healthy skin, undamaged skin at the very beginning. And you can see from the pictures, every single layer of our skin and every skin cell that is layered down, it's all very organized, very brick. That's how we retain the hydration. When you have a damaged skin barrier, it's very dry, it's very rough, it's dehydrated, it could cause sensitivity, and then it's prone to redness. So me myself, I have a very damaged skin barrier very early on in the stage, and you could see that from the images. It's all break up. All the layers of the brick does not fit well. What does that mean? It means that it doesn't. If we don't regain the healthiness of our skin barrier, it doesn't matter what products we put inside, it would not penetrate well. Hydration would actually escape from our skin, so it doesn't retain well. So it's very important that we know the difference between a healthy skin barrier and an unhealthy and a damaged skin barrier. All right. Very important. How do we gain healthy skin, or how do we gain, a healthy skin barrier? In general, we all know that healthy skin, we need a balance between oil and water. Yes? So sometimes in our skin conditions, we understand that, for people who had combination, there's some dry here, oily here, or people who have really oily skin tend to prone to a lot of blackheads, whiteheads, pimples, and so on. And people who are dehydrated means they don't have any water, they don't have any oil on their skin. So obviously that it's imbalance. And that's where all the skin problems will kind of start to pop up because it's imbalance. So one of the things that so important and so effective about Dr. Secret is that it is in its mission to make sure that it balances out the oil and water balance in our skin. So people who have oily skin, right, doesn't mean that they don't need hydration. It means that their body are telling them that you don't have any hydration, you don't have any protection, so there is excess skin that they produce, our human body produce. For people who are dehydrated, it's we don't produce that natural oil. We don't produce it. So very important to know that it's we need that to be balanced. Okay, so let's look at what skin type there is, and I mentioned it earlier as well. There is normal skin type, and I think it's very rare these days to have a normal skin type. You have an even texture and tone, you have good elasticity, you're blemish free, you have small pores. People who have dry skin have coarse texture, tight pores, less elasticity, and more wrinkles, a lot of wrinkles, more visible lines. And then you have oily, and then we have what we call a combination. Can I have a show of hands, or if you can chat in the chat room, what type of skin type you are, that you're aware that you are? And then we're going to look into dry, combination. I think a lot of people these days tend to have combination skin. Dry, me too. Me too. Now, the reason why I start with skin type is not only do we recognize the skin type is what we call the base of our skin, our own skin, right? Everyone is a bit different. And because of this base, it would drive what we called and cause different skin conditions. Does that make sense? So you have a skin type, and then you have skin conditions. Skin conditions is like aging, acne, different color complexions, dehydrated, rosacea, sensitivity, sensitized. That's right, you're born with. That's correct, Nicole. Skin type is the skin that you're born with, and conditions are what is the cause coming out of our lifestyle, our diet, everything in combination. Okay? So very important to recognize this, because this would help you later down the track when you're helping a client with their formula, or even yourself when you're trying to treat yourself at the same time. You can, once you differentiate that, you know what product to use. Does that make sense? Okay, so throughout the course of using the Dr. Secret range of product, we know that we go through a few stages of improvement. And one of the biggest stages of improvement that we see is we need, some of us and most of us probably will go through what we call a functional reaction, right? So another show of hands, I keep saying hands, but in the chat room, if you have gone through any of the above functional reactions that you see on screen at the moment, like, you know, whether it's been dull, cause, like the changes, like if you have itchiness, hotness, pain, itchy, yes, you do. Yes. So we know that we go through these functional reactions, and we know that by going through these functional reactions actually is a process that we go through to improve our skin, right? We go through a different stages. So when we start to absorb and penetrate with the goodness nutrient, we become a bit brighter, but we go through this cellular renewal stage and progress. And when we go through that renewal stage, this is where things starts to break out, right? Things start to break out. Itchiness will break out, hotness will break out, pain will break out, redness will break out. And this is because the skin cells within our skin is working and activating. Why people say thin skin? Let me tell you something. If a person has what they think that they have a very thin skin, and for me, for example, myself, in my cheek area, I think I have very thin, is because you can actually see my blood vessels quite visibly. Okay, so I will naturally think that I have very thin skin. But honest to truth, there is really no thin or thick skin, because humans we are made to have skin. Everyone's pretty much the same. Obviously, genetic reasons that they maybe show to sensitivity, or our blood vessels are quite visible, and we felt that it's very thin. Okay, and therefore the more the reasons why we should strengthen our skin barrier, because we are more sensitive. Okay, so this functional reaction sometimes can cause confusion among the clients, because they might think that the product is not working for them. I don't know, have you guys encountered people who has probably coming into this stage and they felt like there's something wrong with the product, that they're reacting to it, that they're not suited for the product? Have you had any possible encounters that you've met people like, yeah, right? So we need to tell them why we have these reactions. We need to give them a solution. Yeah, then they give up, Jacinta. That's right, because they don't know what to do. And before, like all the products that they've used before, nobody teach them what to do. Nobody tell them what to do. But Dr. Secret here, because of the Skin Buddy system, and that's why it's so great, is that we tell them why these things happen. Okay, so let me show you some different cases when you go into different cases. So when you're going through your functional reaction, one of the first things that you probably encounter first is you will feel extremely dry. You feel a little bit itchy. Okay, as you progress to go on to your everyday regime, you feel a bit itchy, and then as the skin renewal process kind of kickstart, once the dryness has gone through, you'll start to see peeling. Some people, when they start to peel, they get scared. Some people know that peeling is actually, some good news. It means it's shedding out all the dead skin cells on your skin barrier, and that once that skin is shed, you will have radiant skin. The way, when you have encountered this situation, the best way to help them is tell them it's okay. It's part of the process. Don't worry. You can use Miraglo to help them take away the excess peeling. So we all know that we use a Miraglo for exfoliation process, right? Usually we do like once a week. When you're in this process, you can actually use Miraglo and just kind of wipe it off, and wipe the excess skin off, and continue to use the same regime. Continue to use it because they're in the process. They continue to use the same regime. So Mirago actually helps with just getting rid of the dead skin cells. Okay. when there are encounters shedding. Next thing, if any of your clients, they go through this particular functional reaction, which is itchiness and tightness, it means that their skin is too dry, they lack a lot of moisture, and they lack collagen and hydration. Yes, just gently wipe it off, just gently. So even like when they finish washing their face, they could just use the Miracle kind of just to wipe it out. Very gently, very, very gently. Okay, so you don't kind of necessarily have to do the whole process, but gently just wipe it out. Okay, so back to the itchiness and tightness. It is because of lack of hydration, moisture. Usually when I tell people or I try to explain to them about this particular functional, like this particular reaction, is can you imagine, like, if, for example, I'm very, very thirsty, okay, and I take a drink, like I grab a bottle of water and I kind of drink it, but I drink it really, really fast. I go, right? I drink it really fast. Do you think that would actually kill my thirst? My first bottle? Can anybody answer me? No, that's right. The first bottle of water that I drink can never kill my thirst, right? Because I'm too thirsty. And when I'm too thirsty, I just want to suck all the hydrations I can. So when at the beginning of your regimes, right? When you're putting on all the hydration, all the goodness and all the hydration, your skin's going, oh great, there's water, I must drink it. But not enough. So what happens? You become more thirsty. So this is when the tightness will come. And this is when you feel like your skin will be extremely dry and even feel a bit itch. So in this time, hydration is very important. You want to, if they're in the T series, the treatment series, the T3s, the T4s, and the T2s, stop that for a little while so it doesn't get too overactive, too over nutrients, but actually calm it down with 6, 9, and 10. So this would actually help them to calm their skin down, give them more water that they need, give them more water to relax, to make sure that, you know, it's slowly absorbing, it's slowly kind of drinking, and it's slowly kind of getting the water that it needs. So this is what you need to do when you reach people who have this type of reaction. Another big reaction, and I think I've gone through it myself, I have dehydrated skin. I've had this reaction through my process as well, which is acne development. So you realize in the first month or even up to the second month, when you start to put in the T series in, you realize some people will start to Jacinta, I'll come back to that. That's a good question. Actually, that's an extra thing, bonus that I'm going to give to everybody today. So when you go through the reactions, a lot of people tend to develop acne. People who have oily skin sometimes develop more. They break out more. And people who have extremely dry skin or sensitive skin, sometimes they break out too, maybe here, maybe here, maybe here, one or two there. So like you guys said before, the best way to help with acne is obviously enhance our number 8 spot serum. I highly recommend that you add our balancing oil with our spot serum as well to help them go through this stage. Okay, because it's actually during this repairing stage, the skin is trying to balance out. So there may be excess oils that we produce. So number 8 plus the balancing oil will be best to help them. And if they have lift, can use the lift machine as well. Okay, so another reaction that you probably would go through, and some people do, and you see Cherry has, that's Cherry there. That's a photo that not many people get to see, this particular one. It's not shown most of the time. And when she was going through this stage, actually, I didn't see her much at all, actually. But now I put her on big screen. So when you occur swollenness and redness, tend to mean that, you know, your metabolism is picking up, your circulation is picking up, you know, your vessels are dilated because of, you know, tissue swelling up. You must stop the T series. Okay, back to the calming regime. which is your 969, or use heavily on 9. That would help you to calm down the swollenness. So always come back to the basics a little bit for them if they cannot handle the reaction. Okay? So if they have this condition, this is what you need to help them. Oh, case study. Okay. All that before the reactions. Did you guys get all of that? Was that easy to understand for everyone? So these are the key products that you use when you kind of meet these reactions with yourself or your clients. Okay. Now to the juicy part, and this is where we'll be able to interact a lot more. And I think Candy is online as well. Candy, are you online? So our first case study is juicy part. That's right. So our first case study is our Candy, our Candy teacher, our teacher Candy. She's also one of our amazing product teachers. So this is her questionnaire. So she came before she started using Secret. You know, she's a housewife. She's got oily skin type, enlarged pores. You can see from her photo, she has acne, not very much, but very very oily, heavy blackhead development, very enlarged pores. It looked like she didn't wash her face properly. Pinky, you want to go back to the peeling reaction for me? All right, very quickly, just for you, peeling. This one? All right, 1, 2, 3. See, I'm a very nice teacher. All right. So with Candy's case is that before she started using Dr. Secret, she has done laser treatment 4 months ago before she started using. This is all very important information. Okay. The products that she used was bio oil balancing range. She used basic skincare regimes, and she did not have any allergies, and she didn't have much problems with her bowel or her sleep quality. But her menstrual cycles are not regular, is not on time. And of course, the most thing that she wants to solve is her enlarged pores and oiliness. When you're looking to an oily skin type, you can see that they have excess oil on their face, right? And it looks very shiny, very greasy. If you don't treat the excess oil, it can become clogged, all right, and enlarge the pores. You have dead skin cells may accumulate on the top of your skin, and then that's when blackheads and pimples and acne will be developed. So you see most of the teenagers when they're are growing up, because their hormones are changing, you could see that they have excess oils on their face. So this visibly straight away when you see a client's face, you could see that condition already. How do we help an oily skin type condition? Okay, so this is Candy's regime, right? At the very, very beginning, because she has oily skin type, the product that she used, this is her routine at that time, okay, is 1, 9, 8, 9, 8, 6, and 5. Okay, so that's just a start regime. You can see that is very basic. You have 9, 8, 9. Why the A6 for an oily skin type is because, as I explained before, a lot of people who produce excessive oil on their skin is because they also lack moisture. They lack that protection, so their body would produce that for them. So at the same time, that regime, see, 9 is for calming. That's the beginning. Number 8 for the spot serum and to balancing out our base. The A6 to help with a little bit of hydration and then protection. At night, you can see her using cleansing twice. Cleansing is extremely, extremely important for oily skin, for every skin type actually, but she used A1. Okay, can anybody in the chat room knows, do you know why she used A1 for her first cleanse? 9 times the same regime. Why do we need double cleansing, deep cleansing? Correct. Okay, I'll just finish the cleansing part first. So the A1, so the difference between our A1 and our number 1 is obviously one is a cleansing cream. The texture is already very different. One is a gel-like texture. Number 2 is the A1 actually helps to, one of the functionalities, obviously, to remove makeup and to remove the blackheads and things like that. That's right, to remove the blackheads and things like that. And because of the way that we be able to use A1 without water, we can actually do a really good cleanse on the surface, taking away all the bad purities and impurities, not purity, impurities, and all the dust and everything. Just, you can actually cleanse it off, and then we use the cleanser to clean our skin. So when you use the A1, this is how you use the A1, right? So you use it dry first. What we want to do is squeeze the A1. We massage our face, and then what we want to do is we want to wet our hands, right? So our hands are wet, and then re-moisturize. So the A1, because A1 is actually water soluble as well. So it actually work with the water to do another layer of cleanse. Does that make sense? So you dry clean first, you dry massage first, then you wet your hands, right? Use the water to activate and solidify the cream, right? To massage it. That would help. So the second stage that Candy goes through is 1, 9, 8 to 9, 10, or A6 and 5. Still very similar to her first stage, but because we're reducing the oil, we need to increase a bit of hydration, and therefore we added the 10 in as well. Someone asked a question on why do we need to repeat number 9? I think at the very, very beginning, one of the reasons why we repeat 9 twice in our regime is because our Dr. Secret range is a high quality product that include a lot of active ingredients. For a lot of people who have particular skin conditions or quite sensitive conditions, or conditions where they've lingered for a very, very long time, sometimes we want to be a bit careful, okay? Because not a lot of people can take active ingredients straight away. So what we did was we put the first layer of 9 to help with, what do we call, a filter? Kind of like a filter, to make sure everything just goes in nice and calmly. And then the 9 at the back is to lock everything inside, right? Like a cushion. That's right, Shameen, like a cushion, right? To lock everything. This is one of the reasons why we do 9 twice, okay? In stage 2, so I hope that answers your question. So in stage 2, you can see at night, Candy had added balancing oil in her number 8 as well. It is optional. I would say it's optional. It is optional. You don't have to. But if you look at that client skin condition, or even yourself at the time, you know that they cannot take too much reaction, or they felt like they're very sensitive, then we would usually use that type of regime. Okay? How many drops of 8? Depending on the area. Okay, depending on the oil area as well. If it's whole face oily, I would recommend you can actually use 8 plus 9, 8 plus 9 together, mix it together, or 8 plus BO together, mix it together, maybe half a tube of 8 and a couple of drops of balancing oil for the whole face. To control that oil balance. Okay, so you can see that as the stages goes through, her hydration picks up a little, right? So we want to increase that hydration. 3, I've got a note here. It says 3 can be added if they did not have any treatments done for them. T3, because of the highly active ingredient inside, people who does go through treatments, if it's early stages after their treatment, their face tends to be a bit sensitive, based on whether they do laser or any other treatments that they do. Tend to be a little bit sensitive, so we don't add the 3. But if they haven't, you can actually add the 3 in to help balance, and then also to, I guess, get rid of all the impurities that's stuck inside in the deeper layer of our skin. Okay, to get rid of all the dead skin cells, and then also get rid of the old skin cells as well. Stage 3, when we go into the next stage and you see improvements on their face, you see that they're starting to, radiant, and their complexion starts to change. Very importantly, the next thing we want to do is help them unclog those pores. So this is where we add the 3 inside to then start to help with unclogging the pores. The tip that I gave to you guys about using 8 plus 9 together so that it's not as harsh, or 8 plus BO together, you can actually use it for your whole face, and that will kind of help you unclog those pores. What is BO? The balancing oil. You know the Pentalab balancing oil, the essential oils that we have? Yeah, you can put a few drops. The balancing oil is absolutely amazing. If we get a chance, we could have another session about the balancing oil. Right. So once you can see that their face starts to balance out a bit, and that their complexions has whitened, you can see the clarity of their nose, all the blackheads and whiteheads are gone. Then they can go through what we call the normal or the renewal process regimes, which is the foundation regime page that I've shown you. So you can actually use that. What do you use? We have plenty of whiteheads. So when you have whiteheads and blackheads, T3, number 8 are definitely helpers to get rid of the blackheads and whiteheads, and also the Miraglo. So people who are going through this cleaning stage, you can actually use your Miraglo, and if that's on the basis that you don't have a lot of acne on your face, right? If you just have blackheads and whiteheads, you can actually use Miraglo like maybe every 4 days or every 5 days to help clear that off, right? Use the Miraglo. That's right, Miraglo. It would help you. Okay. And just an insight for oily skin as well, and during the time, and this is on Candy's case, is that throughout the case, she actually had zinc, so some inner health product that helped her was zinc, Senkogal, and vitamin C. The zinc actually helps with the production of excess oil as well. It helps balancing out her body as well. It has high vitamin B inside in our zinc as well, which helps with inflammation, antibacterial, and that would help, not it would help to not produce acne. Yeah. So these are definitely for people who are heavily with, and this is on oily skin as well. They can take these inner products to help them out. Yes, healing. That's right, Olivia. Right. So are we good on oily skin? I'm going to move on. The next case that we have is Ashley. I don't know if Ashley is online today or not, but so this is Ashley. I think some of you guys might have known her and seen her Facebook around. So people who have oily skin, or even what Ashley's got is more like where it develops a lot of acne. So it's often linked to oily skin to acne. So this is her questionnaire, right? So she loves spicy food, and we know sometimes our diet can affect our skin as well. And she hasn't done any treatment. She doesn't really have a skincare regime at the time, and she had a combination skin. Everything was normal for her, but again, her menstrual cycles was not regular, right? So this is very important as well for us ladies, as when our menstrual cycles are coming through. I think we all experience different type of symptoms when our periods are coming. Maybe it's pain, maybe our skin will start to develop pimples. Do we have anybody who develop pimples when they have their periods? Anybody online that like, I know that sometimes I got a pimp. I just got my periods, and I got a little tiny pimple over here. Yeah, exactly, right? So, this is what happened. And I think the most thing with Ashley's case is that she doesn't really have any regime. So she probably didn't take good care of herself at the time. So cleaning would be a big miss during that, and you'll be surprised. And I think a lot of us that is online now are moms as well, and we know that we don't have much time, and poor sleep as well. We don't have much time, so cleaning become a little bit, difficult at times, or sometimes we do it in the shower, right? So with Ashley's case, and when you're helping to treat acne skin um, as well, you see that we go through a very similar stage as the oily skin. Yeah, her skin is even better now. A very similar stage. Cleaning is important. The number 8 is important. Slight small hydration is good for her. You can see her in her regime that we've added the 10 in. The 10 we know is what the Aqua Boost serum, right? It's 12 type of hyaluronic acid inside. One of the key thing and one of the key function of the Aqua Boost serum is not only to give hydration, but also to build up our skin barrier as well. Okay, so this would actually help. You realize a lot of people when they have acne or pimple, their skin barrier is definitely damaged. You've got an actual pus popping out. Your skin barrier is definitely damaged, and we want to strengthen that. So number 10 is add in to help with a little bit of hydration and also help with to build the skin barrier as well. So this is a start. We give them a gentle regime to balance that out. And then you have stage 2 is to then detox the acne and activate the renewal stage. Renewal stage is very important for um, people that have an acne condition. Is we need to make sure we detox everything out. So there's 2 ways to do this, right? For a lot of people who have acne, they're very scared. You ask them, you want to have all that bad stuff, very, very bluntly, bad stuff, right? Doesn't have to package it up. Do you want to keep it inside? We can push it back down so it never happen again. Or you want to clear it all out so it doesn't happen again. Because when you push it back inside, it can come back at any time. Don't you guys agree? So that's why when they go through this stage, there's a possible functional reaction where they get more pimples. And this is where we reassure them. You want to get it all out, or do you want to keep it inside? We can definitely keep it inside, but if you don't take care of yourself regularly, it will come back, right? Okay. How long usually take for stage 1? So when we're looking at, when I say stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, when you're looking at the stages, you can visibly see the improvements on our client's skin. If they felt any reactions or any feelings that they have on their skin, you can visibly see the changes, right? You ask them, how are you feeling? Do you feel hydrated? Do you feel cleaner? And you take a photo for them, maybe probably in like 2 weeks' time. I recommend around 2 weeks. I don't recommend changing regimes too regularly. This is just so that your skin can really settle with the things that you're putting inside and, allow the products to really do its job. So probably 2 weeks, you check in on their improvement. If you could see improvement on their skin, complexion wise, hydration wise, even just cleaner pores, then you can then move on to stage 2. Yeah. Okay. So
Joe, someone asked, after 1 year of using, do you change the regime? Or do you stay the same forever? Or do we consult with skin buddy? If so, how regular?
I would definitely highly recommend you consult with your skin buddy so that you guys can both discuss the condition of your skin. The magical thing about the Dr. Secret regime is that because it's one set of products suitable for everybody, basically, you need to play around a little bit to see what fits them best. Okay, if a regime works for them and it's improving through time, you don't necessarily have to change it unless a condition has popped up for them, or unless that they're going into like a different climate and things like that. Honest to truth, I don't recommend always changing, but if something works for them and it is working for them and it's improving, don't change so fast, don't update so fast. Then you can ask them, do you want to refine it more? Do you want it to be, tightened more? Do you want to? And this is when you start to introduce, for example, your DrS, your lifts, and things like that into their regime. Okay, so based on the acne, you can see that through the detox stage, we only put in the 8 and 3 to help detox. Okay, the inner health that and I know Ashley eats a lot of inner health products because obviously these acnes are pawning through from her body as well. She took the fish oil, the borate, the blackcurrant seed oil, collagen, zinc, and vitamin C. What are the main benefits of taking fish oil and blackcurrant seed oil is, number one, it helps with hormones. Number two, it helps with inflammation. And number three is that oil actually helps your body to maintain the good oils and wash away all the bad oils that you'll realize. I realized that when I eat some, like when I had sesame oil during my confinement stage when I was pregnant, I actually was able to go to the toilet really quickly. Like it just kind of, I don't know, could be just me. All right. So are we okay with acne skin? I know I'm taking a bit long. Today's going to be a very long session. I'm going to try and quicken up now. Okay. So the next one, this is me. I have very, very dry and sensitive skin. All right. My questionnaires, I was too sensitive and too scared to use any products at all. I use mono ingredient product. What's mono ingredient product? Like pawpaw oil, lanolin cream, like things like really, really simple because I was just so scared. Not only do I have a dry and sensitive skin type, I did not take care of myself well at all. I shower in the bathroom, which caused my face to be more dehydrated. I had a bit of combination skin because I had a lot of blackheads. So it was very difficult for me at first to start Dr. Secret because I was too scared. But the changes, like I'm a very good friend of Cherry's and I've seen her changes through the time that she was used. It made me believe that I could do something with it, and it did. And luckily, I believed. Things about very dry and sensitive skin is that we're too scared to use a lot of products, but we know that we need hydration. But we also find it very hard to maintain hydration, to lock in the moisture in our skin. Nothing's ever enough. So at the very beginning, when I started my regime, I used 192, my eye cream, number 8 for my T-zone because I had a lot of blackheads around my nose, 695. I like to call this the conditional regime. The very basic regime, which is the conditional regime. This regime helped me to hydrate my skin, to build up my skin barrier. As soon as I start to build up my hydration, I was able to then add on a little bit of T series, which is number 4. I started with number 4 first. Number 4 is very nutrient and also is hydrated as well. So I started with that to make sure. I actually used this formula for around 3 to 6 months before I started to use like T3 and things like that to go on to the normal regime because my skin was so dry that it did not, at the beginning, it was very hard for my skin to maintain that hydration. So very important we build that up. And at that time, we didn't have tan, but as soon as tan came in, I started to introduce it in. I got so crazy that I started to use 6 plus A6 every night, every day. My night regimes, my number 6 was heavily layered on like a night cream because our number 6 continuously add moisture into our layers of skin 8 hours straight, like a drip. And another thing why I love number 6 for my skin, because I'm so dehydrated, is because my skin doesn't produce any oil. And number 6 is an oil-based hydration, like moisturizer. It's an oil-based moisturizer. So actually give us oil. Okay. Number 10, the aqua serum, is a water-based hydration. So that's the difference between the number 6. During the inner health, I had HA jelly was my favorite. Had to keep it away from my kids. And senko cows. Do you guys know what senko cow is? Senko cow is a mineral, a mineral from Osaka that help us filter our water and give clarity within the water that helps to balance out our pH levels as well. So with dry dehydration, I think it's the easier regime that we go through. Hydration, hydration, hydration. Everybody, if they could use the hydration mask, even better. Another skin type that I want to go through, and I'll probably go quicker on this particular skin type, is the aging skin type. And we go through this. We will eventually come up to this stage, everybody. Doesn't matter if you're oily or something, will eventually come up to this stage. As we get older, our skin cells are old, doesn't have any elasticity. We seems to lack moisture, and we have very, very I guess we start to develop a lot of pigmentations if we don't look after ourselves well. This is Stephanie from San Francisco in the US. She has been using a particular high-end Japanese product for over 20 years. That was her condition. So you can see that wasn't working for her. She also owns a bagel cafe, which means that she has to wake up really, really early, and she doesn't have much sleep at all. So that kind of boosts up, her whole aging time as well. And this was her after Dr. Secret. So see on her before, that was 20 years of high-end Japanese skincare regime. And then this one was after, I think, just in 1 year of Dr. Secret. So you can see that the magic behind Dr. Secret is the cell renewal process. It helps us produce new skin cells. So if you have anti-aging, or if you're working with grandmas or your moms and things like that, they could use the full set straight away. Honestly, if they're happy to, they can actually use the treatment series straight away. The first stage 192 eye cream, very important. Number 8, just so slightly on the T-zone. People who are more mature doesn't really produce a lot of oil. So a lot of the times, a lot of people might skip number 8, but I personally think number 8 is very, very good. It's antibacterial. It helps clear our pores. So it doesn't matter what age you are, you can actually use this. 3, 4, 6, 9, 5. That's stage 1. Yeah, you saw Stephanie, that's right. As they kind of start to hydrate and you could see the effectiveness, what we want to do at stage 2 is we want to boost the anti-aging. We want to give them the rocket treatment. We want to let them go back and turn that clock back for 5 years, 10 years. And this is where we could introduce the AR set. So you see at stage 2, what we've done is we did 1, cleansing, 2 plus BO, which is the balancing oil, 2 plus BO. Why? It would actually help with extra hydration and circulation, okay, of our skin. And then we have the eye cream. And then at night, we add in our AR, which is our age arrested. We all know that that's the rocket. It's a pure peptide tablet, freeze-dried. Every single tablet's fresh. We add it with our ACE-free water, and then it will enhance our anti-aging process. It's not only hydration, but also helps to build collagen as well. All right, and this is where we can see the plumminess on our cheeks at night. See, if your pocket is deep enough, you can definitely do day and night. Definitely do day and night. You see, if you have a chance, just like if you ever had a chance to look at a lot of our, senior teachers who've been using the product for a long time. A lot of them does day and night. Honestly, like you could see like every year you look at them, they look younger and younger and younger. And another thing for our aging skin is if you're obviously your pockets also deep enough, you can actually use the eye cream for your whole face. Okay, eye cream for the whole face as well. And for me, I tend to use like eye cream and number 9 together. So I make it a little bit more quantity, and then I can put it on my whole face. You can do that too. Okay, you can do that too. The inner health that helps with this particular regime is collagen, glow cap. Glow cap is great for antioxidant and also for our complexion as well. That works with our body. And HA jelly. Water, water, water. I tell you what, if you have enough hydration, it get rid of a lot of problems. All right, our last case study for the night, and I hope I'm not dragging on for too long. Our last case, and I think Pei-Xing was on. I don't know if she's still on or not, but Pei-Xing is online at the moment. This is her, and her case has been brought up many, many times by a lot of senior teachers, like in Taiwan, everywhere pretty much. This is her questionnaire. One of the things about Pei-Xing when she first before she started using Dr. Secret was she had her skin was quite damaged from a previous skincare product that she used. It became very, very sensitive and it started to swell. There was a lot of itchiness. So she went to the doctor. The doctor advised her to use steroid cream to calm the condition down. We all know that if we go to a dermatologist or go to a GP, that if we have any skin type conditions or like asthma, like when on our skin as eczema, they would often recommend you to use steroid creams. Okay, yes, so steroid cream works on the basis that it would then quickly calm down the condition, but it does not solve the problem. Yeah, and the thing about steroid creams is that it will get absorbed into our skin, and it's very difficult to get rid of. So you find these days a lot of people don't like using steroid cream. So she's been using steroid cream for I think about 3 years. Okay, before she's been using it for about 3 years now before she came through to us. Very, very sensitive skin. Yeah, steroid is very, very addictive. So this was actually Pei-Xing's face when she first started her Dr. Secret journey. So you can see in her questionnaire, sorry, just going back to her question, she didn't say too much, just said that, she has a very sensitive skin, she has allergy, and she didn't say much at the time, right? And this is what she looked like at the beginning. It looks not too bad, right? Still very pretty. So we gave her the conditioner regime, which is 192695. Very, very easy at the very, very beginning, right? But as we go through, because we added the 2, so at stage 2, it was still not bad. So this photo here you see is after her stage 2 regime. The stage 2 regime we gave her was 1, 2, our eye cream, the T4, which is the treatment, 9695. And as soon as we had added in the T4, it started to, her reaction started to come out. You can see the redness and starting to swell a little bit. You see? It started to occur. T4, because it's got ibuprofen inside, because it's got all the active ingredient inside, it kick-started a little bit of her skin renewal treatment. It started to lash out a little bit. And because of the swollenness, and it became a little bit painful for her as well. What we did, and it was very heated. Her skin was very heated. So what they did was actually Candy and Cherry that helped Pei-Xing at the time. So what they recommended her to do was actually use full cream milk as mask to help reduce the heat at least 2 times a day. The way that they have instructed her to use was use, you know, the cotton sheet, like the dry, the cotton sheets that we use to wipe our face. Dip it in full cream milk. Benefits of using the full cream milk is because it's got natural fat inside. She was very, very dry. She was very swollen, and she was very heated up. So the fat can actually help her calm her skin as well. Using ice would actually help her calm her heat as well. So she actually used that. She'll place it on for 45 seconds. Once that sheet is heated up, re-dip it into the ice, the milk again, and put it back on again, and repeatedly a few times. Okay, and that would help her to calm the heat down, calm the swollenness down, and actually give her a bit of, you know, natural fat and natural oil on her skin. The way that she actually cleans her face at the time was just water. Okay, just water and 9695. So as basic as it can help. Okay, as basic as it can help. Next stage that she actually goes through, okay, the functional reaction she actually goes, because she used the steroid cream for so long. When she was going to this stage, it started to develop pus. So once that swollenness has happened, and we've gone through that swollenness stage, it started to develop some pus on her skin. Things were coming out of her skin, right? How did they help her? They cleanse it with just water, but we add balancing oil in the water. Reason? Helps with antibacterial and helps with inflammation as well. So we add a little bit of balancing oil in the water, and we help cleanse our hands. Number 9, oil 9-5. Very simple. Because reason why we don't add any hydration is because we need to dry up the pus. Does that make sense? We need to dry up the pus. Okay. The next stage that she actually goes through is the dry and shedding stage. So once that pus that has kind of come out of her skin has now healed and dried up, she would go through the shedding stage, getting rid of all the dead skin cells that have, you know, that has come out, and we needed to help her add in a little bit of hydration, but very calmly, very at a very calming way. So we used the A1. It helps. Okay, so the balancing oil actually helps with itchiness as well. Like inside, it's got lavender, eucalyptus, tea tree oil. So it actually helps with itchiness, antibacterial. It helps with. It also have hydration as well. It's very calming, very soothing. Yeah. You want to have stage 1? I'm going to come back and give you that later, okay, Yana? Let me just quickly go through, and then I'll come back and give you the screenshot, okay? Because I know I'm taking too much time already. So A1, why A1? It's very calming. It also helps with a little bit of oil containment on her skin as well because of the cream texture. Then we use number 9 again, soothing for her. A3, okay, why A3? A3 is extremely useful for people who have sensitive skin, especially sensitive skin. The number 2 toner helps with circulation. It helps with hydration, but helps with circulation as well. So the way that the T2 circulate is like that, in big circles on our face, big circles, running like, you know, going on a field, running like this. When we have sensitive skin and we over circulate, we actually will heat up, right? We have redness and we'll feel heat up. The way that the A3, which is from the AR set, the way that the A3 works, it gives hydration, but then it circulates into our skin like a swirl, like a tunnel, and it goes in like this. Much more calming and much more less effortless when they're circulating our skin, right? So much calmer, and that's why we put the A3. Balancing oil 6, still very simple. Okay, 6 mixed with 9 to put on the skin, and then that's it. That's for the shedding stage. Okay, and then look at her now. when after the peeling and she's gone through all those stages, she's become a new person. She's changed her face totally. Some of you have seen Pei online before, and some of you have seen her in real life, and this is what she looks at now. And she's online. Maybe she could open her video. Absolutely beautiful. She's gone through the functional stage. She got rid of all the yucky stuff inside, all the yucky stuff inside, and really kind of renew her skin cells, her plumminess. And then this is where she'd be able to go through our normal regime now because her skin is healthier. Okay, does that make sense? But let me assure you, because of the condition that she was in, she actually took a lot of inner health products to help her, especially the LB30, which is our probiotic. I know some of you guys know how amazing our probiotics are. She took at least 2 in the morning, 2, I think, at night as well, minimum at least, to help with her immunization so that she can fight off, all the steroids and things like that to strengthen her body, to strengthen her metabolism as well. Senko Gao, again, filter out all the, I guess, unwanted, like when we, it's very clean water. It helps with the pH level and helps with our skin as well. The fish oil, the blackcurrant seed oil. Again, these are all very good products that helps with inflammation in our body. Normally, when we see a reaction on our face, on our skin, it is because our body is quite inflamed, whether it's acne or whether, like, if I go into a room, right, my face would actually blow up into redness. Okay, my body's overheated at all time, and this is where the fish oils would actually help as well. Okay, so see how beautiful it is. So that's why everyone is amazed at the effectiveness of Dr. Secret. And when you understand the skin condition and you understand the product, you then can combine these two together, then you can work out the regime for them. Does this help, guys? Does this help? Okay. So coming into the end of our session, I just want to I know I've taken too much long. I was talking to Shamin today. I said, I'm going to finish this in half an hour. I'm going to finish this in 45 minutes. We've now gone way past the time. But I do want to leave you guys with a little bit something extra. And for all of you guys to stay with me, thank you so much. I know that we have a new product that's just launched. It's actually not new. It's a more upgraded product, which is our new Immusion. This is our old Immusion. All right. Do you guys want to know the difference, or anybody know the difference between these two Immusions? They're both absolutely amazing. I absolutely love this product in general. Okay, so before we go away and end our session today, I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about this new Immusion that just came out. So this old one, I know a lot of you have used this old Immusion before. The old Immusion is actually under the Estia umbrella. Okay, so for some of you who doesn't know, the Estia umbrella is what we call, it's the anti-aging range. Okay, it's anti-aging because every product that is included in the Estia range have peptide inside. So your A1s, your previous A6s, your AR sets all have peptide, which is your anti-aging star. All right, so that's the key ingredient that helps with anti-aging. Our Estia range also includes a lot of fruit and vegetables like tomato, radishes, and things like that. That helps with antioxidant and things like that. It helps with our complexion, our hydration. So in general, and it's also a lighter, creamier texture, which gives people who have sensitive skin or people who have oily skin that extra boost of enough hydration for them, even though they have excess oil and things like that, right? Especially if you're in a heated climate, the lighter Immusion is also often the choice to go to rather than the number 6, which is the oil-based moisturizer. What is the main difference between these two? The new A6 is now under the Dr. Secret umbrella. It is an upgraded formula. Okay, this too is as amazing. Why the new immersion is an upgraded formula and why it is so good as well, even though it's no longer under the SD range, even though it no longer has the peptide, even though it no longer has that, the tomatoes and radishes inside, but in replacement of that formula, it has upgraded to help with mainly with antibacterial, inflammation, and also helps strengthen the skin barrier. You will see that this new A6 actually looks a lot like our Aquaboost syrup, right? So you know that this bottle actually helps with strengthen our skin barrier as well. So this is just a basic table of the big difference between the old and the new A6, right? Things I want to tell you. All the ingredients that you see on this page here all helps with inflammation, all helps with providing hydration and locking that moisture. Okay, if you look at and the new A6 actually has a flowery smell rather than a fruity smell, right? It helps with, actually, Kelly, it does help with aging as well. One of the ingredients that actually helps with aging, right, and I did my homework as well, is, let me tell you, because I did a little bit of homework, is there's an ingredient in there called the niacinamide. Honestly, like, I can't pronounce this as much as you can't, like, I can't.
Niacinamide.
Niacinamide, yeah. That particular ingredient is vitamin B3. It's water-soluble vitamins, which helps to minimize like enlarged pores, helps with tighten, and helps to improve skin, our wrinkles as well. Okay, helps with soften our skin tone, our complexion in general, and also diminishes any dullness that we have on our skin. All right, this is where the anti-aging is coming from, and you will see that all this ingredient that's there. You see the Ethanol, that's also a vitamin B5, helps with hydration as well. The sodium actually helps and supports protect skin barrier, okay, for preventing water loss. So you'll find, like, in the pamphlet, right? In the pamphlet, the new emulsion is targeted at oily skin, right? It's targeted at oily skin. Does that mean that any other skin type can use or cannot use? It can. It's actually very good, especially for people who have sensitive skin as well, because it helps to build up our skin barrier. Okay, so I was a pure lover of our old A6, but now that I got to use the new A6 and also understand it a lot more, I find that the new A6 is absolutely amazing. So if you haven't got it in your hands, definitely have one. This is great for your everyday use. It's a lighter moisturizer. It's less shiny. It's a little bit more matty, and it has a nice floral scent as well. Have all of you guys got the new A6? Got a new A6? Does that help you guys explain to know the difference between the old and the new? I hope that helps. Yes? Amazing. Okay, so that's pretty much the end of our session. So just a couple of before and after photos to show you guys. So each different skin types, by using the formulas that we help them and knowing each functionality for our product, can actually help resolve a lot of different skin types. See, a lot of skin types. So that will be the end of our session today. I know I've taken so long. I took it 1.5 hours, probably the longest ever. I'm going to go back to that page. Is it this page you wanted to see? Pinky?
I already sent.
Oh, you already sent. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank
Okay.
you, Jobaby, for your sharing tonight. I love how you
Way too
share.
long for everyone.
It's okay. I think we all benefit and we stay till the end. And thank you, everyone. Let's turn on our camera to take a group photo to show your
Recording
appreciation
stopped.
to Jobaby.
Yes.